Talk Show.
It's the Daily Talk Show episode 502.
What's happening, guys? We've got in the middle
Basil.
Hello.
Mate, we're actually on a plane right now.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Jesus, this is comfortable, actually.
Well, you're not on the plane. We're on the plane. I mean,
Oh.
you're sitting right next to us, but
Okay.
you're not on the plane with us.
Right.
Yeah, it's more letting people know that currently we're on our way to Los Angeles.
Yes.
But physically right now we're recording today's episode.
Yeah.
The fucked up thing is, if the plane goes down, it's our last episode, guys. It's been amazing. We got to 500. Fucking Basil, great to have you here. It's so morbid when you think about it. I was about to start doing goodbyes to my wife.
No, definitely don't. It's too dark. Too
Brings
dark.
it down.
Wow.
Great newspaper article though.
What?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, photos from the 500
definitely.
event on the front page.
Absolutely.
I mean, not front page, but yeah.
No, why?
What?
Why not?
Why not? We've been through this with Ashley.
Funny thing, we know the answer because we spent a good 10 minutes just having some back and forth about it. 14-hour flight to LA, Basil. There's a high wind tomorrow, which, I mean, we're on the flight, so technically it took off okay.
Yeah.
But high wind, so there's a potential that it'll be sort of delayed. And then we got into a conversation of how much fuel do you reckon they'll have? And how much fuel does a commercial flight need to have in reserves? So 14-hour flight, I thought definitely like 16 hours worth of fly time. Like you'd want 2-hour buffer,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So what would you, so I won't give you can't take my answer. What's your answer?
Part of me thinks that you should have double, right? But that's just. Are you kidding? But that's way too much and too expensive.
Well, you're
heavy.
saying that you want to be able to at least get to LA and back.
They've been able to do the 24-hour flight to London in one go, but they've just been holding
For
off.
people who don't know, because they might be hearing Basil thinking that we've got you on as an aviation expert. You are not an aviation expert.
Okay. Phew. Take that hat off.
You did an amazing job for us for episode 500, going around and filming all behind the scenes content. You're a filmmaker based just around the corner.
Just around the corner.
And so
Fellow video Gronk.
I just wanted to make it clear because if people heard your prediction, they might be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
This guy.
So so what's your how much
what's
flight
the
time?
answer? More than the 14 hours?
So no, let's lock in his
More than
answer.
the 14
Let's lock in his answer.
we're just
28
asking.
hours.
That's the question.
Of course. Okay, it's an extra 45 minutes.
That's it?
Yes.
That's so scary.
So
That's
what-
it.
So my thinking as I walked out
Far out.
to go down the street before, I thought about it quite a bit. I was like, okay, so obviously they're not going to get more than halfway and then turn around to go back to Melbourne. They always have to have
Or Basil logic, you want to be able to get to LA and then
come back.
Decide, fuck it.
Then go back.
Yeah, this Gronk up the back's been causing trouble. We're going home. The pilot, we're fucking doing
I'm
it.
turning this thing around.
No. But so I was thinking they always probably have to have somewhere where they're going to veer off to within the time
like
frame.
Hawaii or something. Well, you hear
Yeah,
the stories
yeah.
of them landing at military bases and things like that.
I tell you what I don't want is to fucking land in the water. I mean, it doesn't end well.
Yeah.
I don't know if...
It turned into a great fucking movie.
Well, it did for one bloke, Tom Hanks, who got paid a bunch of
I
cash,
was
and the
gonna say,
poor
who flew a
bastard
plane?
the poor bastard that had to go through it and landed on the Hudson River. I mean, this is all pretty. I was a girl that I know. I did that Hollywood immersive, trip that I won to learn how to be a presenter in Hollywood. I did a trip.
What year was that, by the way?
2012, best year, one of the best years in America. You were there. Were you there, Basil? 2012, great year.
It was like parody, I think. Or
I
maybe
think 2013 I was there. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
No, 20. Yeah, no, I was.
2012?
Yeah.
what were you doing?
Just partying a lot.
Really?
Yes. All over.
What sort of party?
A lot. I found myself at midnight at the Princeton University in the middle of the football oval because we were friends with the soccer president. He had the keys. That was very good. That's like a big
that's cool.
party kind of thing.
Yeah, I like
So
that.
this is not nightclub stuff or
Yeah, there was a little nightclub
don't
action as
understate
well.
his-
But-
No. I was thinking that's actually a better that's a better story than I went to the club,
Yeah.
which
Went to Duck Club.
Yeah.
Mm.
My
you're
version
on a
of,
university.
if that's what partying is, the coolest thing I ever did partying was when I was at the radio station at Rod Laver Arena. We got to see a live performance of Matchbox 20 doing their whole
it's already
performance.
lost cred. It's already
But there
lost
was
cred
only
with Matchbox
15 of
I'm
us.
still with you, babe.
There was only 15 of us watching a full dress rehearsal with all the cameras and everything. And Rob Thomas would come up and sing in our faces.
Oh, dude, he came into the studio once and he's just stank of ciggies.
Yeah.
He'd just been
Really? Is that
even
even
his
husk?
raspy voice. Anyway, the girl who I follow,
Oh, that's annoying.
whose
Sorry.
computer that was
Yes,
yours?
I
you
thought
need
I
to-
panicked for a second thinking it was mine.
Yeah, but now you're happy that it was Josh's computer and he's taking the
but I
blame.
did, but I
Well,
forgot to mute
wouldn't
his
you-
computer anyway. So
But that's not my fault. That's your fault.
Anyway, okay, so this girl is
It's
becoming
annoying.
a
It's
flight
very
attendant.
loud. People are like, do you hear how loud that was in the
It
headphones?
wasn't too bad.
If
It was
you're on
just
a plane and you're already freaking out because you've just found out there's only an extra 45 minutes of fuel, now you're really pissed off.
Do you reckon? I wonder
Let
if
me
like,
just finish this story. Siobhan is doing
she
becoming a
smoke?
flight attendant. I don't know, becoming a flight attendant for one of the Arab airlines, but they're doing all their training over. I think it's Abu Dhabi, and they're doing the or Dubai. What's from Dubai? Emirates. I think it's Emirates. The airline. Anyway,
Yeah.
they've got like a full simulation where fuck off, Mr. 97. Get out now. I've had enough of
He's
you.
tired, isn't he?
no, I was just watching.
No, Josh is.
What am I
hands-
doing?
We were talking
What
about
am I
how much
doing?
your head is just looking over to Mr. 97. Sorry to be here for this, Basil. Sorry you're here for this, mate. We were laughing when you left the other day. Fuck, his neck must be sore. And then Mason said, yeah, I know. I've noticed him just constantly looking at
He's
me.
bitching about me.
Anyway,
It's
she's,
all right, you can look at it. It's all good.
Mum
Anyway,
and Dad are fighting.
it's interesting seeing these Instagram stories come out of this training, which I didn't even know that you could do that. But it's like fully seeing the raft come out and they're like sliding down. So they're doing
that's
all
cool.
the training for if we go down in the water.
Interesting, yeah, that they're able to actually like Instagram it. I just think about if I'm running out of petrol, the feeling that I get.
Yeah.
When do pilots? When does that? If they only have 45
Let's ask
minutes
the
left.
aviation expert, Basil. What, do you,
Oh, God. No.
what is it, mate?
No idea.
What's
No
panic
predictions
points?
for the rest of the show for me.
So you've created a 1 minute video,
Yeah.
which was from episode 500, and so we'll like, mate, you filmed this fun thing. You should come on the show. We'll watch it for the first time.
Yes, it's scary.
Yeah.
Scary for.
It's just scary because I smashed it together. I knew you guys would be on a plane right now. So I wanted to make sure you saw it before. It could be the last thing you ever saw. So.
Yeah. No, Jesus Christ. Okay, really digging deep with that. All right, here we go. So this is the video from episode 500. What did you shoot it on for the geeks playing at home?
GH5.
What lens?
Sigma Art Series.
35?
Yeah, but then with the crop, I don't know what it turns out to. Obviously not good at maths.
You shot 4K?
Double gas.
Shot 4K?
No.
I shot a lot 4K. So
Is that the crop? Why the
No,
crop
so
happening? Or it's
crop
just
is
not the
because
full
of the
frame?
sensor size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geeks
Okay.
are loving this.
Yeah.
Could have shot at S. That would have been nicer at nighttime. Could have shot at any other camera that
Yeah.
doesn't have as much grain as a Bane Factory. But yeah,
That's right. Here we
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
a
this
good-
enjoy
is-
that.
here's a
All
premiere.
the emotions there.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 500 at AU 79
is
here in
very cool.
Abbotsford. You've got to understand, doing 500 episodes, it has been a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast that is completely optional, and we are actually able to create stuff that we're really proud of. Because if we do that, if we just be ourselves and then you guys come here tonight, that's awesome, because it means like you might actually like us, which is fucking really
Yeah,
great.
we're big insecure babies. Still thinking whether or not this is a thing. 500 in.
It's been a great show. Thanks for coming, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys. Mate, clap that. Keep that
Yeah.
clap going.
Oh my God, I am fully erect.
I'm shivering.
That is unbelievable. My ears are ringing. I'm hard as a rock. I don't know how.
Oh my God, this is spiked his testosterone. It's back up.
I don't know where to go from here. That was amazing.
Fun.
Oh my God, I feel like I've been, yeah.
You guys did it. Congrats.
No, thank
Absolutely
you.
smashed
Dude.
it.
I mean, you didn't get to see it in 97.
No, it sounded fantastic though.
Yeah.
I'm pumped up as well.
Yeah. I mean, what? No.
What does that mean, son?
You're pumped up too. Just, can we call this episode hard as a rock? No, but it's he's got everyone smiling and laughing and clapping and cheering and having a great time.
You didn't have to fake it though. Everyone was.
Where did you get that audio from?
Your show.
Oh, so you pulled it. No, I was thinking, fuck it, that's a good mic on the
good
camera.
line.
No, I stole it from the YouTube upload.
Oh,
sorry.
mate, unbelievable.
for
No, mate.
illegally ripping your show.
Mate, have what you want. If you're going to pull off something like that.
I know, I loved that. I mean, so you've done these types of things before.
Yeah.
What sort of projects do you like doing in 2019? What's your favourite stuff to do?
Can you close your laptop, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
I do like this kind of stuff. I love interview based stuff. So that's why this is like an event video because I like you guys. I'll do that, but I generally do stick away from the event. Yeah, like no weddings for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
How many weddings have you done?
Not that many, but like enough to like not do it. So when I was in Canada, maybe like 8. I was like second shooter because I was a bit shit.
Did you have any horror stories?
Yeah,
I want to hear one.
Oh yeah, okay. So a fun one that happened last year in the States. This was for my friend's brother's like third wedding. Just off the bat, there you go. It was a really it was a hillbilly wedding.
Sorry, what? Your brother's
No, your friend's
Oh,
brother's
it was my
third.
friend's. So I was going along. I was like staying with my friend, and she's like, "Oh, it's my brother's wedding this weekend." I was like, "Oh, you should have told me." She's like, "Oh, it's pretty low key. It's fine. Like, just come along." And I was like, "Oh, I feel really bad." I'm like, "Oh, I've got my camera. Like, I can shoot some video if you want." And so the bride rocks up, and she walks past me down the aisle, and she reeks of booze. I was like, "Oh, no."
This is great.
And so like the ceremony and stuff was like.
Was it in a church or was it in
it was
a
out by
council
like
hall?
a barn.
lake.
It was in a barn.
A lake? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there was a barn.
Was there a barn?
Yeah, and I
What
say
part
lake, it could be swamp.
Okay, so what part of the US?
Deep Michigan.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so the ceremony and all that's pretty okay. It's nice.
Yeah,
And then the favorite part and when I stopped filming was when the bride played her like first dance song on the stereo and the newlywed husband wasn't there, so she took a full bottle of Jack Daniels and smashed on the middle of the dance floor and stormed off.
Oh, no. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah,
What
so
happened?
there was no coming back from
did you come
that.
back?
I think they're together still, but there was no coming back for the kind of rest
Good
of the
video?
night.
Oh, really? So
Great video. That's the thing. And that's where like it kind of broke my heart because I cut this video together and one of the uncle was like, "Oh my god, this looks so amazing," and I was like, "I think this is where I got to finish it." No more.
You could have just the bottle smash and then it just dance floor
Did
thing.
you
Just
get
like
the bottle smash on camera?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't. We were all kind of waiting for this first dance to happen, and I think like the husband was just being nice. Someone was leaving, so he was like saying goodbye, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
And then she just got sick of waiting, so she threw a tanty.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty rot. I mean, that's the worst, and that wasn't even like an official. Like it was an official wedding, but you know what I mean. Like I wasn't getting paid as a videographer to do it.
I've got a way with words. I fuck up my wording of things quite often,
you
which
do.
can make me seem rude, and it's only in hindsight that I sort of realise I may have been. Tash, who is the person who I shot, it's the first and only wedding video that I've ever made. And I use that same term when I saw her just recently. She gave me a nice compliment at the podcast, and then she said, I have to tell you, we watch back the video you made so often. Like we haven't even really looked at the photos. We watched the video, and I put a lot of work into it. And I said, yeah, it was the first and last one I've ever made. And it was I got what I meant, which is why I usually put my foot in it. What I meant was, yeah, I put a lot into that one. I loved making your one, but
That's my
I would
legacy
never do
forever
any.
now.
I'm not going to do any more of those. It was nice to do one that I loved
Hell yeah,
because I don't want to get full.
you peaked.
But what I realised, and I'm sorry if you're listening, that's not what I meant. It was a great wedding, and I really enjoyed shooting it and editing it. But I don't do weddings, so
Yeah, it's a different beast.
Oh,
But you can get very good at shooting
Yeah.
a certain style and all that sort of thing.
Can you get trapped in that stuff though?
Oh, definitely.
Yes, and I tell you why, because you have to book so far in advance. And I was talking to a friend of mine, Justin, and he shoots weddings, or he did shoot weddings in Bendigo, and he was telling me the other week, it broke my heart, he went through a divorce himself, and so then he's rocking up every Saturday and Sunday and he's shooting weddings, and he's booked out 18 months in advance. So he decided that he's like, I don't kind of necessarily believe in the institution anymore. I'm finding it very hard to, rock up and be excited all day, because you, as a photo or video guy and girl, you spend your whole day, you're so close to the couple and the family and all of that. So he was just like, oh, I'm going through some shit right now. So that broke my heart when I heard that. And he still does them, but yeah, he was saying he got out of it, and this is a few years back and stuff now. He's a very happy boy, but I was like, oh, that must have been so hard.
Yeah, there's nothing more sickening when you're going through heartbreak than love. Or do you watch it?
Totally.
Or do some people watch like love stories, and when they're going through a breakup, to feel, like it's sometimes wallowing in your own fucking emotion is sometimes, it's bad, but it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm upset. It's like there's a lot to be upset about, but sometimes it's just like basking in that shit. It's no good. It's not good. We do it sometimes.
Yeah,
we do it.
I enjoy it.
We do. We're just on the high now after watching that video. I'm feeling fucking great.
Yeah.
You still hard?
No, I'm fine now. I was Mr. 97 was thinking to himself, it's like, you know what? Josh saying that probably can get away with it if we don't mention it again for the rest of the show. Was that what you were thinking?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
We don't want to beat a dead horse.
No.
I remember doing a couple of weddings, like when I was really young, like 16, and it's so depressing where they put you to eat.
Oh,
like
God, yes.
Like it's like in next to the industrial kitchen or whatever, you're not really, and it's like the photographer and the videographer would sort of be sitting like almost like a small janky table.
What's
so rude.
So what was your observation of the experience of our EP 500? Because we had the host's experience, which I think is this disconnected. I was saying to my wife last night, the crowd was it was fog to start with. Because I'm like so in my head, so I can't engage because I would lose track of what I'm doing, which I was doing a great job of doing anyway.
Were you nervous, Tommy?
A little bit, yeah. My heart was going. And so there's that nerves, the fog, it kind of lifts. You can start to sort of engage, think about what you think, think about your words, what you're saying, interacting, and so it sort of lifts. But then it's a surreal experience for us. What was yours?
What was your view of the whole evening?
Yeah, because you've got it sort of zoomed out. Being behind the camera,
not with a cropped 35.
Am I right? Yeah, it was nice. I mean, I was there and I felt like in this like proud uncle position. Like I don't have, I haven't done anything for like my niece or nephew's success, your guys' success. But I was just like, I feel a part of it. This is great. So just on the side and in the video, it's like I was watching you guys, but I was probably watching the crowd a lot more, and because I already knew that you were getting recorded, so getting a lot of the crowd stuff was nice and wasn't as hard because there was lots of laughs and smiles. So yeah, and I think testament to you guys was the actual Gronks that turned out. Like everyone was so nice, and I was talking to people at the start, and I was like, I'm sorry to be an arsehole, but I got to go film some stuff. Like everyone was just up for a chat. And I was wearing like a Yes Theory shirt, and a lot of people were like, oh, you like Yes Theory? I was just like,
I didn't even notice the Yes Theory t-shirt.
It was too
you guys were in the zone.
Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't even remember the show afterwards. I was just like, great show. You're just like, I don't even remember it.
Who am I? No, it's interesting. Bree was saying like, like there were so many times you walked past me during the night and didn't even know I was there. But the thing was, I mean, nerves are an interesting thing because I didn't feel nervous. I felt this like jazz energy.
Hands.
Yeah,
They
jazz
just
hands.
wanted to come out.
it was just this sort of energy where
You
I'm
were
like,
pacing. I've got footage of you before.
Yeah, me too.
And you're pacing up and down. And at that point, my heart was racing real hard because we were waiting to come out. And I just took a few deep breaths and found some relief in your nerves, which I saw, which was funny
because to me it was less nerves and more like this excited energy that I'm fucking ready. Like this is what we're doing. Because if you think like when I think about nerves, there was no sense. Like I felt like I was completely in control of my voice. Like I feel like the first thing back in the day to go would be like your voice sort of.
No, you heard it, Mr.
changes.
97.
I actually think 97 didn't seem
I think I definitely noticed his voice.
A little bit of a shift.
Just a little shift. It's I'm just
everyone thinks about
when you
it.
get
Yeah,
so
definitely.
comfortable, you really just ride it, and you're happy to
Yeah. No, but I thought that was interesting. So I don't necessarily think, like Bree was saying, a few people said, you're nervous or whatever. You seem sort of different, and it is that thing of this overwhelming, excited feeling. I think I'd feel nervous if I had to remember shit.
Yeah.
If I had to remember names, it would have been a nightmare. That's why the raffle works so well.
So-
Colour, number, letter.
In terms of what's brought my nerves to the forefront, that's probably the one thing in the last month or two. What about you, Uncle Basil? I reckon that's
Uncle
your nickname,
Baz.
Uncle Baz.
Uncle Baz.
It feels
Baz.
right. I mean, I already get it, so
I do
I'm doing
really.
it for my nephews. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. What about from us, Gronks?
I
Uncle
think
Baz.
it's good.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Uncle Baz,
We
when was
only
last
have one
time?
other uncle, which is Uncle Trev.
You can have more than one uncle.
I know,
That's a
that's what
great
I'm
thing
saying.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm
we
from
could
the
have
other side of the family.
Yeah.
It's so true.
I'm not separating myself from Trev though, but so maybe we can be on the same side.
Brothers?
Love you, Trev. Brothers. Oh, imagine that.
It's his bro.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, what's made you nervous in the past sort of month? Keep it.
Oh, okay. I did a big job with Cricket Australia, so that was like very the same thing though. It's like nerve excitement. I wasn't
excitement.
nervous about like our ability to do it. I wasn't kind of like nervous if things like fucked up or whatever because they always do. And we were doing something very much in our wheelhouse. Like a kind of like a sit down kind of like interview thing with the players, and they were having fun. And I knew I was editing it, so I felt safe that like I could cover up any fuck ups. But still, it's a big thing. It's like before like Usman Khawaja walks in the room, I'm just like, Uzi's coming in. But it's also one of those things where you have so much to think about, you kind of can't dwell on. You can't dwell on it.
Yeah. Well, the stuff to think about rips you into the moment because if
Yeah.
you don't sit in the moment, live in the moment, you won't be able to do it. You
I
won't.
think the other
create-
thing too is I reckon the feeling I had was more about being in a social setting where everyone knew who I was. And so there is that sense of everyone is a talking opportunity. Everyone,
yeah.
Whereas normally if I go to a party or whatever, I've sussed out these are the people who know me. Like if I'm at the shopping centre and I see someone that I know, depending on the mood, there's definitely a high chance that I could pretend I didn't see them.
And you don't have to talk to everyone else there because you don't
But then
know.
it's like the panic sets in because when you haven't addressed it, then you're playing this game of I'm trying to predict what aisle they're going to be in. And so then you're trying to like do all that, and then But you can create a whole story in your head, which can be quite destructive.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, it's your party though. That's the thing. You invited everyone, so you have to. You kind of feel like you have to talk to them.
And I never have parties. I haven't.
There was the feeling I had was like you can do what you want when it's your own fucking party, and that's what I kind of felt. I was just running around with my camera and like just being silly.
Well, I think I
That's what
got
loved.
better. Like Bree came up to me and she said, "You've got to go speak to people," and which I appreciate.
That's fair call.
Yeah, which I appreciated. And then I started doing it, and I was sort of enjoying it all, and it was all fine.
Yeah. What if Bree wasn't there? Do you think it?
Well, we had said beforehand that we were going to hide.
Yeah. Which I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Would have been
well
silly.
because
I
you
just would have been
realize.
bored actually.
Yeah.
But I wonder what the energy would. I think, but part of it was it's like this overwhelm of face, name, that sort of thing of like this. Who's it? Like context switching.
Oh, we didn't even talk about it. Did you notice the almost ginormous fuck up that was made?
No.
Okay, good. Well, we didn't show it, but it was moments before we're about to go on stage. Actually,
It's about 20 seconds before
the
that.
video Josh edited for like the pre-walkout, halfway through, nearly to the end. And I said to Josh, have they buttoned on? Have we pressed record on the mixer? which is taking the audio feed. The cameras were rolling. We knew that. They've been rolling for ages.
But that was one of the few times where we didn't have redundancy. Not like we plug in from the mixer to the camera, but it was such a long distance between the camera and the mixer that we didn't run an XLR cable, which we've learned now we'll always have redundancy set up.
Which is still it's a hard thing for us to set up.
But we have a photo that Campbell took of Mr. 97 with his hands on his ears like this.
Can we put the photo up now? You're going to put the other
we can
video
put it
on. You may as well. Thanks, Mr. 97.
He basically panicked because we asked him, hey, have you pressed record? And he hadn't. So as the 20 seconds before we came on, he went up to, I was worried that you would have gotten in the way of the projector.
No, because I came from the side where the lights and the speakers were, so I snuck through there and hit record.
What did Derek say? Was
unbelievable.
Derek like, oh, lucky? Or he was just
No,
in the
he was,
zone?
he's fucking loving the video.
Yeah, he was in the zone. I don't think he realised that I hit record, so I told him like afterwards. And
Is
then
it true you heard him say, my bit's about to come up?
What?
He's
Don't
doing
worry.
a joke.
Oh,
so.
okay.
You guys got it.
No, I got it.
You got it.
But I
The
also
Gronk Squad.
I appreciate
panicked.
that 97 says, sorry, excuse me. I don't think I've ever had that before.
Sorry.
So that's, I mean, it's next level type of tired.
But yeah, I'm glad we sorted that out. So we buttoned on.
What should we do for the next event? Any feedback on or thoughts? We were trying to work out, do we do episode 600? I think that was February 8.
No, February 20. I'm pretty sure. A Friday.
Valentine's.
Near-
I mean, the week
near-
after, but
yeah.
that'd be fun.
Bodie's
Bodie's
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah. Week after.
Yeah, I think it was like the 7th or something, 7th or 8th. Anyway, yeah, what should we do?
We should.
Should we do one every 100 or does that seem too obnoxious?
Just like every 3 months. I think you could do. You could do something. You could do something. Something to celebrate it. Something different.
It's one a quarter if you look at it like that.
Yeah, how do we get this, like a reason to do a highlights package?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll come along regardless. If that's what you're
But
asking.
do you think, how often do you reckon is a good amount of time? You've been a fan of a bunch of podcasts and you worked with Jake and Amir when they were in Australia doing a lot of this type of content, filming all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
What's some of the feedback or thoughts on what we could do for future?
I feel like that reliving what has happened in the last couple of months is an awesome exercise, regardless of whether you're going to actually throw an event or not. But the event's super nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do we
they're
seem
fun.
different? Do you think that the content that we did on stage versus what we do here, was it different or the same?
I think it was a little different, but I think you guys are a little different every day, which is the fun thing. You know,
Supportive uncle.
yeah,
That's what a supportive uncle would say.
yeah.
I think it has to be different though.
It
don't
has
you
to be
think?
different because you're going for the laughs. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Do we always go for the? Did we? Because I heard Tommy saying, "Yeah, he was. It was like his grade 6 self. Yeah." I was like, "Oh, well, who are we talking to?" It was, just Rob was talking about the event." I was like, "Oh, okay,
This is Rob Ward from Quadlock.
yeah." The guy with 4 Google Homes, at least, even
It's-
more.
Yeah.
How many did you have? You were there.
I mean, I saw 4, but that's just on the ground floor.
That was just in the
when
kitchen.
you walk in, stacked on top of each other. That's not how it works.
Yeah, no. So, what was the? Do you think that we're reaching for too many laughs?
No, because you're trying to
Entertain.
you're trying to entertain the people that have come along, and so you're doing some crowd work. It just makes
Yeah.
sense. You got to. You were doing some polling, hands up, hands
Yeah,
up.
the Nando's thing
Like-
went. The Nando's joke.
Yeah.
How well
The
did that
Gronks
go?
are supportive, I
Yeah,
will
but you
tell you
called it
that.
out, which was also you called yourself out afterwards as well.
Yeah,
Did
but
you know?
Yeah, but you enjoyed the
Yeah.
Nando's jokes.
Yeah, I love it all. I love the save as well. The save afterwards.
No, I get it.
You're like, oh, that's what I got. That's what I deserved. And I was like, oh, solid on it. Instant self-awareness.
You've spent quite a bit of time in the States, it seems.
Yes, yeah.
What's I know we've been doing LA fact
Hell
of the
yeah.
day.
Yes.
Is there anything fun that you know? It could even be an Uncle Baz fact. Like it doesn't have to be as technical, but some
Jesus.
dinosaur fell into some swamp materials.
Of LA. God. Nah, I'm so bad. I'm so bad with this.
What do you
No
love?
good.
What should we do?
Yeah, in LA,
Something-
if you go to LA,
Because I
what's
just
the
love
thing that you do?
this LA and New York, or the thing about America I love is just when they're a parody of themselves. When you meet someone that's just so LA, or something happens to you in New York that's just like so New York. Do you know what I mean? It's like someone, like a piece of pizza, someone gets pissed off and then like slap a pizza against the window and it slides down. You're like, this is a movie.
Yeah, I'm
like,
walking here.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like that's just the real life. But you're like, this is the movies.
Like the diner stuff, more coffee. Yeah, like and it's just pouring, and then you start speaking. Is your head all right, Josh?
Yeah, it's fine. It's
a bit of
actually good.
whiplash? It's a little bit of
It's
whiplash?
actually it's nice just
Okay,
to.
look, we'll be able to sit on the plane. Nice.
It's also nice to address everyone in the room. I know that you never make eye contact with Mr. 97.
You got a
but
camera in the room.
mate. We stare at each other when you're not looking.
Oh, guys.
I don't. Can you actually even see him through the camera?
Yeah,
In all seriousness.
Yeah. Wait, we're looking at it now.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the microphone.
Are you for real, dude?
What do you mean?
I don't know what the eye line's like. I only know my perspective.
Yeah, sure.
And that would be
Sure,
arrogant
sure.
to say I knew yours.
I don't think arrogant's the right word.
Okay.
But yeah, the coffee thing. What else is then? So what can we look out for? It's all right. We need to get him a neck brace so he has to actually physically move his whole fucking body.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, anything like so LA that we can look out for.
I think what I liked, and this sounds, I hate this already in my head, but I'm like, what I like is being a creator and being there, because people pump up your tires. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen in Australia, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen in a community like you guys have started, because it's very positive. But when you get to LA and you're like, yeah, this is what I do, people are pumped about it. And then people are pumped like when you start to talk about it and you don't feel kind of trash talking about it, you know, like that tall poppy thing. I do think that that's a real thing. It's like when you have friends who are like, oh, you've been pretty heavy on Instagram lately. I'm like, motherfucker, that's what I do. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
So my best friend Reese Mitchell, he's over in LA. We're going to have him on the show.
Yeah.
An actor. He was on Upper Middle Bogan and many other shows. But he was saying one of the things, he's like, I'm not coming back. Like, I love it over there so much. And he said the people are so supportive.
Yeah.
And I think he'll probably tell us this, but the feeling of like what the industry's like in Australia versus everyone's in that town to make it. And they're just and so, but I know what you mean, that vibe of Americans celebrating success and then the creator community, which then enhances that vibe of you're doing that, yeah, you're doing that, amazing, let's all do this. So you say, maybe like Josh pointed out that I'm the, calling people opportunity.
Yeah.
Sealed.
Yeah.
That was it?
Locked in.
Locked in. Do you reckon if we called, like if I got on the blower and just, or even went into shops and like, hey guys, we're from Australia. This is that.
Well, you've done that before. You did that with Suck on That Jules line.
Yeah, it worked, dude. I got into nightclubs through back entrances.
He had a fucking point and shoot camera.
I said it was an online TV show.
And he got free winery tours.
Accommodation. It was fucking ridiculous. And that was just putting myself out there. But maybe there's the putting myself out there with the understanding that we actually have now something. Back then I had nothing. I built a website, but had no real videos to show. Do you think they would, like the American, the people there would be receptive to a couple of gronks? Here's what we're doing. Here's how long we're here for. Opportunity.
Hell yeah. I think it's like a double-edged sword though. It's just like they'll be super pumped for you and then they'll potentially just not give a shit because everyone's doing it. It's like I got a podcast. True. It's like everyone's got a podcast, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's so true. That's the
but bro, do you have the only 7-day-a-week podcast and video show in Australia? So this is what I'm trying to just reel out there.
I mean, the Australian
30% of the podcast. No,
just throwing numbers again. Is there a food or drink that we need to have while we're in the States?
Have you done In-N-Out?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
we did episode 200 from In-N-Out Burger.
I don't think there's anything like super sneaky that you can't get here anymore. I think the sushi burrito was like the one thing, but then you can get up in Sydney and stuff. So I'm like,
the THC oil and the the vape pens, the gummies.
Oh,
we won't
if you're into it,
we're not going to go there.
What about
the naughty stuff?
Sodas?
Is easy.
I loved. There was a time.
Do you like the cherries and stuff?
I had a
Do you like asthma? Because that's what that shit brings out.
No, there was a time when I was wondering. I was doing all this walking. I wasn't losing any weight, and it was like on this trip, and I was having Reese's peanut butter cups and Mountain Dew, It was just like that combination,
Wow.
which was, I was just like high on sugar.
Yes.
Walking through San Francisco, just like, I did 40,000 steps in a day. And it's like, I would have been having like,
I know.
yeah, it was quite crazy. So I do have those things, going to CVS, going to a pharmacy
Yeah.
and buying a bunch of crazy chocolates and stuff.
Well, there's like all the sugar-free range. So it's like they're
Shit your
bad for you.
pants.
They're bad for you to start with the sugar, but then the sugar-free stuff even worse. But they have like the more range, the greater range of sugar-free products that are just.
Peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh yeah,
You can't get them in Australia.
you can, but you can't. So Mars don't sell them.
No, so you can get the like any of these things. You can get the
Costco, you can get them from Costco. So I went to Conspiracy Jimmy. I went to his house and his wife got a bag, but they were bags inside of bags.
Mhm.
So it's like mini packets inside of a big packet.
I've got a mate who works at Mars who said that there's specifically something in the formula
Yeah.
that's illegal in Australia. So I wonder what the deal is. Maybe there's something around importing. Remember that I
They
talked
don't
about.
sell it. Yeah, the Mars
Yeah.
don't sell it
Mhm.
on they don't stock it
So
everywhere.
it's a
I remember
grey
him saying-
import sort of thing. But
Yeah, right.
Classic
Yeah.
grey, but get your
Bloody
70D
experts
grey
in
import.
In fact,
plus
do you
your-
remember when grey imports were like a big deal? Like so the Ted's and Michael's cameras, like they just couldn't compete with all the overseas stuff. I remember buying like the Manfrotto, is it called the Magic Arm or whatever? Like the real,
yeah.
Those things I remember were like $400 or something in Australia,
Oof.
and you could get it like delivered here. 200 if you went
Yeah.
overseas.
Hell
Those-
yeah. I remember like you'd run the math and
Yeah.
be like, oh, it'll be $200 to ship it to Australia, but then it's still going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
You're like,
Isn't that fucked?
doesn't make any sense.
So
Yeah.
they ended up changing it. Like in the early like noughties, there was a huge discrepancy between all of the prices in Australia and overseas, and it was because the distributor was charging the camera stores more, and so they couldn't be competitive. So then there was a big push against grey imports. That's when they were talking a lot about like warranties and things like that. But now they've lowered the prices so because they know that you can just get it shipped. But now they're just like, okay, well, include tax to all that sort of thing. You should be better off getting it in Australia.
We did. I think Kogan used to do some grey import stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not like illegal. What is the term grey import? What does it
Well,
actually
grey
mean?
import is getting product from a different region, like so a different
Yeah.
distribution. So I bought some AirPods for Bree.
Grey
They were-
imports.
I got them from Officeworks.
No, JB.
JB.
Yeah.
Was it JB?
JB.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And they I opened it up and it was it had a manual for like Malaysia.
So you don't get the same warranties and shit. There was
Correct.
something.
But the
yeah.
thing with Apple is because they're an international company, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit dodged because what they do, like they're, I guess, sort of playing the game of currency conversion and all that sort of thing. So saying, okay, we can actually, there's actually, if you type in an article 97, it was done a while ago. It's like what an iPhone costs in different countries. And so I think at one
Mr.
time,
97, but you bought an iPhone outright,
Yeah.
iPhone 11.
Yeah.
How much?
$750.
but that was because you had a
It's not
Good
bad.
Guys $500 voucher or no?
Yeah.
So
So it
Because,
was
because,
$750.
because I'm locked in on a Telstra plan.
But it was a
For
good
12
deal.
months,
It was a good
yeah.
deal. But the thing is that if you type that in, it used to be big with the iPod. You can basically see in all different parts of the world what the taxes and all that sort of thing. So you could actually say, okay, it is the cheapest in Indonesia to buy an iPhone.
Well, 2012 were the days when one of your friends would say, "Can you buy me something from America?" Now I'd tell them to get fucked.
Yeah. Or
too
things like
expensive,
it
dude.
was.
Yeah.
But the other thing is there wasn't like the Sephoras and stuff like that, like the makeup shit. So Brie would always have this fucking long list of have to go in and ask for NARS.
Any like tradition or some kind of, when you're traveling, do you bring home something? Is there?
No, I stopped-
tea towel,
A tea
magnet.
towel. No, I try. I still like to send postcards when I'm away.
Oh, yeah?
That's really nice. Even send like a couple to like my housemate, which is really myself. You know, in the long run, like what do I want to say? I'm like, oh, I like that. So yeah, but I don't. No, I don't have like a. Like I'll bring something home. My nephews, I still try and bring something for them.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them, 3 little gronks. But yeah, no, nothing. No,
They're my
no,
kids,
no,
mate. They're my kids.
No.
Your uncle, and they're my kids.
They're your kids,
Uncle,
yeah. I look after them. But no magnets or I do like that stuff. I think that's cool if you're doing it all the time.
What about traveling comfy? So I've got
solid.
something I've worked
I
out.
hope you're not going to bring a neck pillow.
I hope you are bringing that.
Well, no,
it's a clusterfuck.
I'm fucking bringing the neck pillow. It's one flight. Multiple flights is annoying, and I'd rather have the neck pillow there than not have it. The other thing I'm bringing, thongs.
Solid.
Because I've like the flight.
neck pillow is
my
so
feet
big.
get so hot. It's not that big. This one, my feet get so hot. So my travel comfy now is lip balm.
Oh,
if I want to spend the money, go and get eye drops to keep me hydrated. The eyeballs hydrated. A toothbrush, thongs, and the neck pillow. What's yours?
solid. I used to wear like compression like underwear.
Did you have?
Yeah. Especially on those long ones. Yeah.
What does it
I
do?
really liked
What's it
them.
doing?
Just as in like the full tight things.
So like the
proper
yeah.
Two times you
So your
like,
legs
or whatever.
Skins. Yeah, but like the cheap version of those. But yeah, I definitely saw I saw a big like New Zealander, but there was these huge Maori boys, and they were just rocking the skins with short shorts, with the thongs, with singlets, the neck pillows, and I was like, these guys do it in style, and it makes sense. They're huge, So it's like they've got to you got to be in the comfort zone for 14 hours. So I was like, I'm gonna rock skins, and it's good for blood as well, isn't it?
deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I mean, you get in your little pod. Definitely bring a pair of tracksuit pants. I mean, Mr. 97, you're probably
Loosey-goosey.
the most under-travelled
Yeah.
member of the Gronk Squad in this room. Anything that you like, you don't know what you don't know, I guess. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I was
Bring your passport.
I
fucking
guess
bring
I'll
your-
passport.
bring your
Where
passport.
is your passport right now?
It's in my bedroom on my shelf.
Are you going to remember it?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a nightmare not having
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
Get going, sorry.
I was thinking about a neck pillow. It's a blow up one, so you don't have to worry about
Don't do it. Not worth it.
They're
the blow up
They're
ones.
trash. Yeah.
Trash.
Trash. You're going to say trash. Trash can instead of bin. Get used to that.
I wouldn't have thought of bringing a toothbrush on the plane.
Sure.
I
don't know what you don't know.
I don't
14
bring,
hours.
To be honest, I don't bring anything.
Do you-
only thing- The only thing, what were we going to say?
I was going to say, have you then thought retrospectively after a flight, fuck, that would have been nice to have a new pair of underwear because I shat myself?
I mean, the thing is, no, like
That's a
I
solid one.
hate the
Bring it
idea.
on. Yeah.
So some people like going up and getting to the bathroom and do all that sort of stuff. No, like
Once that fucking hydraulic
Yeah.
bloody back has gone down,
yeah, I just relax.
disengaged,
I will have my quiet comfort headphones, the Bose headphones,
noise cancellers.
Yeah.
Love that.
and I'll have them on, and that's really it.
Playing something, or are you just
Yeah,
going
I'll
to keep
put
them on
I'll put on an audio book. I'll probably download. There's a good album by Kimbra. Boom, ba-doom, bap.
Yeah, Reese Mitchell, who we got on the show, did the artwork for that album.
Settle down.
Painted
and
her.
Ed
Yeah.
did the cinematography. So I feel like, I'm very low maintenance. I don't even drink much water. I don't want to have to get up.
So
I just sort of.
don't take a leaf out of his book.
The thing
Just
is, I'm
over-engineer it because you will. This is the only time I
to be
say
fair,
overthink it.
But think about this.
The only time you ever hear me say that. Overthink it.
When we were in New York,
Yeah.
you were fucked.
This
You
is
were
not
so
me. This is
tired.
not me having a go at you.
No,
You
but
don't need
but I'm saying in regards to the experience or who
Josh had been
performs
traveling
better
for 3 months, and then I met him, and I was absolutely rooted from the 20-hour flight.
And I came from Europe.
Yeah,
and
for
I'd
3 months you'd been in time zone.
traveling.
Yeah, you've been traveling.
Yeah.
You're acclimatized to the good life. And I'd come, drank
But it
5
was just-
bottles of wine on the.
he couldn't-
I
he
drank
couldn't
5
walk.
bottles of wine,
He-
Basil.
Murph
You
used
were
it.
struggling a little bit with walking around New York.
100%. Because I got off and hadn't been walking, and then we did 15K a day. I was fucked.
Why didn't you use the
Subway? Hate the Subway.
No. There's an app called Time Shifter, and it gets you into the time zone of the country before you go.
Mate, we're leaving tomorrow. When did you?
Yeah.
Why are you bringing this up now?
Exactly.
We
So
could've-
I'm going to bed tonight at 8:00, waking up at 3:00.
Wow.
And Mum's got like melatonin spray, so you like lift
Wow.
your tongue
This
up and you
kid-
spray
he's
it in
got
there.
a full plan that he's just revealing now.
Yeah.
This is that sandbagging I spoke about. No, seriously.
Yeah, I know. No, but it'll send you notifications when I'm on the plane.
So
and
you're
it'll tell
waking
me,
up at 3. Maybe I'll do the same.
I'm waking up at 3 o'clock.
Wanking
tomorrow
up? Did you
morning.
say wanking up?
Waking
up.
up. Yeah.
The best way to wake up.
Actually, no. It says 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock this morning, I think it is, and then I've got to get bright light exposure from 4 till 2 p.m.
You need to
Lucky
get
you bought
bright.
the solarium last week.
Yeah, did you say bright exposure from 4?
So
from his new
I'm gonna have
iPhone
to break.
just-
Yeah, I'm gonna have to break something.
yeah.
Nice.
Exactly. So you're gonna have. I mean, you'd love it. You just have your phone in your face. It's
that-
enough light.
Well, this is the thing, mate. This is the thing. Like, I just sleep on the plane. So my whole approach, which is perfect, is like a lot of people will say, okay, you got to stay up for the first half, then fall asleep, and so then you wake up for breakfast.
What's wrong with that thinking? Because that
That
sounds
works.
pretty good.
But from a personal point of view, I can sleep anytime. So I'll sleep at the start and I'll sleep at the end. I'll just sleep
You
the whole
will?
time. Yeah, I'll literally, I'll have my headphones in. I'll be playing an audiobook. When I'm awake, I'll listen to it. When I'm asleep, I won't.
So you just go through the motions, wake up, go to
Go
bed,
in and
yeah,
out, in and out, in and out.
So you've had a mediocre, because I think the thinking would be stay up, try and actually get some solid sleep, so you get into your REM sleep or whatever, you get into that state, and then you wake up. You're like, I've had less, but I've had a solid amount. Because I've done that. I've done that one, and I've tried to do the stay up one. Tomorrow's a flight during the day for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Which would make sense
I
because
mean,
you
I
arrive
just
the next morning.
I don't think it's a good idea me changing my approach.
I don't know, yeah.
'Cause I've done-
do
like-
what you do. Do what you do.
I think you can have all the plans in the world, and then it can still go
using an
ass
app.
up. Yeah, and I dare say it takes you a couple of days to do the shift anyway. And I wouldn't say don't do
Mr. 97
whatever.
was fucking jet lagged for Sydney.
It happens.
wasn't
It
he?
happens. You got to figure out what works for you. But then just know that the universe is gonna fuck you up. It's gonna delay you by a couple of hours, or
Yeah.
you're gonna have I was once surrounded by 4 babies on a 15-hour flight, and I was just like, this is just comical, and you have to laugh. And I was like, I have noise cancelling headphones, but the people around me don't, and they're just hating life.
Uncle B,
Yeah,
I'll be surrounded by 2 babies.
and
they'll be surrounded by 2
I wonder
babies.
I wonder what the seating arrangement's going to be.
Yeah, I know. I don't want the middle.
Who's
I think
is great.
if whoever's in the middle, I reckon we could sort of do a rotation. I know Josh won't like that, but Mr. 97,
Actually, I'm fine to go the middle the whole way. It doesn't bother
You
me.
are?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the thing
that's
is,
pretty fucking generous. I mean,
but I don't-
that's a
but-
stand-up guy.
But the thing is,
No,
no, because
seriously.
the way that I sleep is like this.
Like a serial killer. Like Ben Affleck in that movie where
Your
he's an
head doesn't go
absolute
back that
assassin.
far.
It does.
He's
Look at it.
actually-
It does. What do you mean?
On the plane.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, well,
No,
is that a
what-
mosquito right
Yeah,
now?
it's just going mental. It fell off
That's
the
a
roof or whatever.
Is it a mosquito?
no.
No, that's. I mean, it doesn't
No,
bother
that's
me.
a solid move. That's a solid move. Like I'd be pissed if I was in the middle, but I'd deal with it. I was in the middle to Singapore and it was fine, but
I mean, the thing
that
is,
wasn't
like,
that far.
yeah, it's funny. I think that I've built a. I think part of my story is that I'm low maintenance when it comes to travel. I can sleep anywhere. I don't need to, like, even things like noise doesn't bother me. I've never been super. Our mate, Tall Gronk, Pete Shepherd, was saying, caught up with him on Monday morning. He said he had to go and tell off his neighbours because they were making noise at 10:30. And I don't reckon that sort of stuff. I'm pretty good with. Like it's going to take a fair bit. Maybe like physically pushing me is one like when that's a bit obnoxious.
I just hope we get a 3 to the side. So there's 3, 4, 3. And so I hope we get a 3. We can just cozy up. You know, the Gronks, we just lie on each other,
But
whatever.
the thing is, like, you close your eyes.
Yeah.
And like that's what you do. What do you think, Basil?
I love it. I'd love to be a passenger beside you guys. Are you going to record on the plane, by the way?
We'll record
Tommy
little bits
will.
and bobs.
Actually, we'll
yeah,
do
that'd
Insta
be so
stories and
good.
stuff. We need to speak about that. So I was thinking we should be doing 2 Insta stories each an hour for the Daily Talk Show.
6 an hour.
6 an hour.
So
correct.
6 an hour across a 24-hour period or...
Yeah, so we're going to have to rotate sleeping. No, jokes on that last bit. But I think that if we did a sort of a 12 to 14 hour day.
Waking hours, 2 Instagram
Yeah.
stories, and that's doable. I mean, it's
Do
a
you think you
huge
could do
commitment.
that?
Even if we hit sort of 3/4 of that is
But
great.
so
Half
imagine
of
this.
that's great.
We can dial it in, so we can say, do a poll, do a photo, do a video, do a questionnaire, poll, photo, video, question time, poll, video.
Do what
photo,
you want. How
question.
about this? Do what you want. Just got to get the 2 out.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
But I'm
Fucking go
helping.
hard.
I know I'm giving 97 a bit of a structure because I know he likes that.
He's probably already got a schedulegram app
Are
that
we
he's going to
scheduling?
push out.
Are we going to schedule
We need
stuff?
to. Yeah.
Right.
You need to. You need to.
Yeah. We collective. Whenever it goes collective, you know that the it's slightly risky.
Basil, Uncle Basil, thank you for coming on the show.
No,
mate.
I'm going to go and watch that video again.
It will be 100 times.
Yeah, I'll play it 100. Literally, we were in a meeting this morning and just pulled it out and just said, "Hey guys, watch this video."
Episode 500, the highlights.
Yeah.
The
You pulled the video
He
out.
did. He did. Got it up.
It
I
went down
appreciate-
well.
Yeah, it was a good time. One of
And
the
that-
guys even said, "Is that G Mueller?"
Yeah, which were
Yeah, it
funny.
was. It was.
So there you go. Anyway, it's a daily talk show. We'll see tomorrow. So tomorrow is Friday in Australia, Thursday in LA, and we'll be streaming. We're going to live stream from about 6 p.m. In LA, which I think will be about
The 2-hour Instagram stories every 2 hours. I mean, two
Yes.
every hour.
Mhm.
You've got plenty of lead up time. Announcements.
Sure.
Oh,
yeah. We'll let you
It's
know.
all
Good
Yeah.
work. Good
Yeah,
work.
perfect. Thank you. We've got some emails, but we can do that when
In
we're
LA.
in LA. I think.
We'll see you tomorrow,
Right.
guys.
Catch
from
ya.
LA.
Thanks, Basil.
Bye.